Also, welcome back from break. Big thing is JSA. Next week, next Tuesday, is the official registration deadline. For those JSA members who really want to go to Winter Congress, the price is $120. Please come see me, Mary, or Christina, and we'll fill you in on any information that you have. Also, bill fathers, that is people who want to write a bill. Please come speak to me, that's lots of fun. Also, in case you're wondering, why are the basketball guys wearing suits today? It is because today is a basketball game. So, playing Greenfield High, so that's going to be a lot of fun, but unfortunately, it's an away game, so send us happy thoughts, feelings, prayers, anathemas, that type of thing. So, also, guys, JV, you guys leave around 2:40. Varsity, be prepared to leave at 5.
So the sophomore class invites you to a winter ball.
And it's going to be 2 weeks from now, January the 18th on Friday, and it's 8 to 11, and it's in the library.
It's formal attire, so no jeans, and you don't have to dress to the theme, so you don't have to come with bunny ears or like a crown. It's okay.
Okay, so as you see, so single tickets are $15, couple tickets are $25. We're going to be selling tickets in the quad during lunch, and we're going to start selling them Monday the 7th through Wednesday the 16th, and we won't be selling couple tickets at the door to the dance.
Another note, Lisa Mefford, a York parent, also the designer of these cards, worked on these cards a lot, so we'd really appreciate it if you guys didn't throw these away or crumple them. So if you don't want them, leave them at your chair, and we'll pick them up.
Yeah. And make sure to pay attention to the next few announcements, so if you could put them away, that'd be great. Thank you.
Good morning, welcome back. I hope that you are feeling good about the success that you experienced on finals and your mid-year grades and comments. I hope that you've had a look at your mid-year grades and comments and reflected upon them. Now is the time to think about those areas that we indicated for your growth and further success. Now is the time to check in with your teachers one-on-one, whether that be before school, after school, during a tutorial period or a free period, writing an email, talking to someone face-to-face. It's a great time to sit down and talk about where you are right now with your progress and performance in the middle of the year, and start thinking about where you want to be at the end of the year and letting us help you get there. Thanks.
Well, choir resumes on Monday, right here, and several people have spoken to me about joining choir. Of course you can join choir. In fact, the question is, why wouldn't you? So if you want to join choir, come around Monday. We'll be right here, 7:40. And I'm delighted to announce that Natasha Noguera, there she is, wave your hand, has been accepted to the All-State Honor Choir.
I want to add my welcome back as well, and just take a quick moment for us to pause and think about something even more important than winter ball. Before our alumni forum on our first day back, I made mention to you of a tragic accident that has threatened the life of a member of the York community. We're just 3 weeks today from the national tragedy of the slaughter of people at the elementary school in Connecticut. And that may seem like old news to you now, and it may be for some of us the impetus for a meaningful dialogue about the role of guns in our society. It may cause some reflection about the way we treat violence in our society, in our media, and in our games. There are all sorts of things that could be said about that kind of event. But I just wanted us to take a moment and put aside the politics and put aside the social issues and even put aside the media attention that comes and then goes rather quickly when something like that happens, and remember something. Those 20 children and those 6 adults were people's little brothers and sisters, They were husbands and wives and parents, and they were neighbors. And all of you have relationships like that. And we're here on a sunny day thinking about how well you did in your first semester, the things you have to look forward to socially and academically and personally. But we're also we're in a room full of life. I'd just like to ask you to join with me for a moment and just think about the preciousness of life. Appreciate the people sitting next to you and in this room, the community we belong to. Appreciate the families that you come from and the neighborhoods and the relationships that you have. And be patient for a moment with some of our school concerns and your family's concerns about your safety, because this is the day we have. This is the sunshine and the oxygen we enjoy, and we all want to enjoy many, many more of those. So let's take a minute and remember those who won't, unfortunately, have that kind of experience going forward, and be both respectful of their memory and grateful. So would you join me just in a moment in silence? Thank you. Now, smile, have fun, be glad to be alive, because that, if nothing else, is the great lesson of confronting the fragility of life, is how great it is to be alive, and how great it is to be in this room with all of you. Thank you.
Sometimes it can feel we can feel particularly helpless in moments like 3 weeks ago last Friday, and we don't know how to reach out to people we don't know. What do we do in the wake of a tragedy like that? And many of you have already come to talk to me about this movement of the 26 acts of kindness, one for each of the people who died at Sandy Hook Elementary School. For those of you who have come to talk to me about this, it seems that it's been a really meaningful action for you to take. If you can't fix it, if you can't heal it for those people, maybe just a small act of kindness or a large act of kindness that you reach out to offer to somebody else that you do know, whether it's the checker at Safeway or the person sitting next to you, that can somehow lighten the world a little bit and make a connection rather than a division. So I would love for us as a community to talk more about this idea of the 26 acts of kindness and what we can do, each of us. So that's going to be one of the focuses of our PATH conversation on Monday. And I wanted to make you aware of that now, so that maybe over this day and the weekend and Monday morning, you can have some time to start thinking about that, and maybe even start thinking about what you're going to do, but actually start doing some of these 26 acts of kindness so that you can share that on Monday, and whether you've been able to do something or whether you would like to do something, what kinds of acts of kindness you might do. And those of you who have already started doing this, you can share your thoughts on it as well. Thank you. And these are gorgeous. Thank you, Lisa.
Well, first of all, let me say how glad I am that 2013 has finally arrived, and that I'm here to celebrate it with all of you. And what Mr. Harmon was saying about appreciating life and being grateful for every day, that goes double for me, so I'm very happy about that. But that is not why I'm up here. I'm up here for two reasons. One is to remind anyone who did not audition for the play yesterday that I would love to have you to come today, especially if you happen to be of the male persuasion. I would really love to have you there. It's at 2:45 in the Student Center, and all you have to do is make sure that your health and fitness instructor knows where you're going to be. The second announcement has to do with the trip I mentioned on Wednesday. Miss Sherry and I plan to take a group of students to the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and we're going to have a meeting of those people who might be interested. That's all. You're not committing to anything. At 11:45 today in room 6. So you'll have time to eat your lunch, then come on. We'll tell you what we're planning, what the dates might be, a ballpark figure of the cost, and we'll see who's interested in going and seeing some plays, doing some workshops, and experiencing Oregon in June. Thank you.
I love being on this sunny hilltop on a beautiful sunny day. And you know what else I love? I love math. And I think a lot of you guys love math too. The AMC math contest, for all of those of you who love math, is going to be Tuesday, February 5th. We have AMC 10 for people in grade 8, 9, 10, and AMC 12 for people in grade 11 and 12. If you're interested in knowing more about this math contest, you can ask me or your math teacher, and please sign up with your math teacher if you want to participate.
One day, my sisters and I found a stray dog. We took it in for a week until we found its owner. That week, the dog stayed in my backyard, and I had to take care of him. After a couple days, I decided to let the dog go, thinking that he'd run away and never come back. Yet, he came back. I thought this dog had no intelligence. I won't say that he came back because we had bonded and he trusted me, because that wasn't the case. He might have just come back for the food, so he used me for his own survival. Maybe this dog was somewhat intelligent. 2 days later, an old lady came to pick up the dog. I didn't answer the door, because I don't talk to strangers. So I asked my dad to open the door. Hola, ¿le puedo ayudar en algo? He asked. He asked. Sí, está mi perrito aquí, es que lo perdí hace 2 semanas y estoy muy angustiada por verlo. She replied. But I couldn't hear the rest because my sisters were talking too loud and I couldn't hear through the wall. So I went to the hallway to hear the rest of the conversation. No, es que mi esposo falleció hace mucho tiempo y mis 2 hijos ya no me visitan. And so the old lady gave a long synopsis of her life. After she left, I asked my dad why she was telling us about her life. If we didn't know and we didn't care. My dad got mad, and he gave me a long discussion on how I needed to be polite. I went to my room, frustrated. I thought about it. I might have said something rude, but I understood. That dog seemed like a better deal. At least the elder could talk to him instead of not talking to anyone, even though he was annoying and he always complained about food. Now that I think about it, that dog was an important deal in her life.
During an unexpected trip to Sicily, a stranger warned us the farther south we went, the more dangers and pickpockets we would encounter. My family decided we wanted to explore the island until the end of the day, so without a map, we took off. Although this was not one of the most planned of trips, it did turn out to be one of the most memorable for me. Before we went, I made sure that all the car doors were locked. We drove past lush fields and found ourselves in the city of Candelas. It was a busy city where slabs of stone made up the high buildings and streets. Fruit vendors lined up the side of the street, each with their own presentation of fruits. Egg fruit stacked up in rows while bananas hung from the top of the tents. After buying the most delicious tomatoes, we got lost and found ourselves in a cobblestone alleyway. I heard the pavement scraping at the tire wheels as the car moved up and down. All of a sudden, my dad stopped because a man, covered in dark clothes, randomly cut in front of our car with his motorcycle. After recovering from the initial shock, I saw another man wearing a dark Iggy leather jacket start walking up to our car. I panicked and quickly smashed my hands against the car door, fumbling to hold onto the handle. He placed both his hands on the front and back car door handle as I gripped onto my side even stronger. He pulled and I pulled like a tug of war. Then, as quick as a flash, he circled around the car and jumped onto the motorcycle of the man who had cut in front of us. After a sigh of relief, we all laughed. From what I've experienced, An exciting vacation does not necessarily have to be a perfect one. You don't need a perfectly planned road trip to get a memory for life. It's the obstacles that you face that make a vacation memorable.
Newspaper meeting in room 8 at lunch on Monday.
That's good.
So I've announced about at the MUN conference. There will be a Berkeley conference from March 8th through the 11th. If you guys are interested in coming, please talk to me by the end of today.
Bye.
Thank you.
Soccer girls need to get out at 1:40 for our game. Be up at the vans. Make sure you ask your teachers. And Wilderness Club is having a meeting at 11:45 in Mr. Fink's room. So everyone on the assembly trip needs to be there. Thank you.
Quick.
All right, hey, soccer game today.
Yeah, at 3:30. Guys, get out of class. 2:40. Be at the room. 2:45. All dressed out. Get dressed like lunch or work jobs.
You should all show up. You should all show up. Sure.
Better than basketball.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, a moment.
Chess club today in the usual place. Christina's going to be joining us today, so if you want to be with us all, it's going to be really fun. Thanks.
JV girls, please make sure they have your classes at 1 p.m. at the parking lot at 1:15, and then varsity girls 3 o'clock. We'll leave around 3:15.
All right, good.
Ask my teacher.
Sorry guys, good class.